ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Friday, October 14th. It's a little later than we usually go on the air due to baseball, but we are here for the next 15 minutes. Welcome into The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We'll get your text in this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're going to try to condense everything in the next 10 minutes or so because we've got a lot to get into, and I felt like we needed to at least start it today, and then we can follow up on Monday with everything and go from there. But the top story of the day for Marshall Athletics is Marshall baseball, according to a release yesterday, taking a different direction and leadership as longtime Thundering Herd coach Jeff Wagner relieved of duties, ending his time with Marshall. The statement from Christian Spears, Marshall's director of athletics, read, "We thank Coach Wagner for his years of service, the future of Marshall baseball, and the experience of our student athletes, as well as the completion of our new baseball stadium. We'll continue to be our top priority. We're excited to begin a national search." Now, Coach Wagner's been with the program since August 18th, 2006. In that time, he coached in 820 games. His record, 339, 478, and 3. And with limited facilities, limited ability to recruit, limited resources, 339, 478, and 3 doesn't sound that bad. So I was sorry to hear that Coach Wagner was let go. He's always been nice to me, always been top shelf with me. So you hate. That's the bad thing about this position is you start building relationships with these coaches, and then it's inevitable. Coaches either stay until their career's over, they retire, they go out a hero, or two things: they go to a different opportunity, or they are let go. And this is that situation, being let go. So yeah, you obviously form relationships with these coaches, so you hate to see this happen. So that's what came out yesterday, and we'll take your reaction on our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We also got the basketball tip times for the home schedule for the men. So all home games and exhibitions are going to start at 7 p.m., except for 5 games. The game against Ohio on December 3rd, that's going to be a 5 p.m. tip. The games with Toledo on December 13th and Coastal Carolina on January 7th, those are set for 3:30 p.m. The James Madison game on New Year's Eve, that is set for 2:30 p.m. And then the other game that's up in the air, November 26th against Morehead State, that will be announced. The tip time will be announced 12 days before the contest. That is pending the time scheduled for the home football game against Georgia State on the same day. So we're waiting to see what the schedule looks like for Georgia State, and then Marshall can announce the time for Morehead State. 7 o'clock tip times, that means everybody gets home at a decent hour, and depending on the situation, Coach can go home happy eating his sugar pops. So that's where we stand with the basketball schedule. Of course, with baseball yesterday, the news coming out. It came out as the national media started to break the news, and then Christian Spears confirmed it yesterday, was Hoops in Huntington, the event that was on 3rd Avenue. If you didn't get a chance to go down there, that was pretty spectacular, actually. I thought it was a standout event. Everybody that was there seemed to have a good time and enjoyed the format. So hats off to Marshall on that one. Sort of a different take on the Midnight Madness type event. I've never been exactly in love with Midnight Madness to begin with. I get it. It's at other schools, it's maybe more student focused. Here in Huntington, you got to do something before the bedtime. I'm just saying, you got to look at the audience. You got to look at your fan base, you gotta take a look at the room, and you got to do something that's fun. At the same time, you got to realize, okay, some of the people who are coming to your games, they got a bedtime. They got an early bedtime. Yeah, hopefully you can regenerate new people in as new people unfortunately come out. So that's where we stand with that event. I hope it happens again and again. It seems like it's going to be a pretty good event if they can continue to do it. So everyone have fun. It was a unique situation. And you know what? Had like a street festival atmosphere. There were some vendors. Hopefully that'll increase. You can do more with vendors next year. Had some inflatables for the kids. It was pretty good. So all of that was happening, and then we get the news that Jeff Wagner, unfortunately for a lot of people that liked him, no longer the coach of the baseball team. So, and I hate that for him only because he put so many years into the program. Marshall was so close to getting this baseball park going, and I don't know what the reasons are. I don't know what the official reasons are. I read the message boards, I see the tweets, I see things that are out there, and I don't know if I want to get into some of that stuff, to be honest with you, because a lot of that's hearsay, rumor, and speculation. I don't know all the details, so I really don't want to pay too much attention to it until I have something a little bit more firm that I can stand on. But there were a lot of people maybe didn't like Coach Wagner. A lot of people did like Coach Wagner. He was with the program for a long time. And you're so close, and hopefully that baseball park will get completed. And the next coach that comes in is going to have it set up nicely. The only thing for the next coach that comes in, that coach will be expected to win. I don't know how much of a grace period you're going to have with a new facility, a new situation, but you're going to have a facility and a baseball program that should be at the level we all want it to be. Facility-wise, resources, next coach comes into a better situation. But I would think that coach is expected to win. Might be a little bit more pressure on that new coach to come in and hit the ground running on this thing and knock it out of the park right away. So that's where we stand with all of the updates on Marshall. And we'll get some of your text in. Let's do that. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We have plenty to talk about when we continue. Soccer is going to be back in action, and we'll go over some of the games you can listen to on the radio tonight. That's when we continue with this edition of The Drive, a very short edition on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back to our very abbreviated edition. Let's get a couple of your texts in before we say goodnight to you. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. From the text line, Michael from Marion, Ohio, checking in. Says that I'm closer to the program than most of us. First question, your opinion on baseball coach getting fired. Do you think the AD is trying to send a signal of his expectations to the rumor mill with Huff? Did he interview with a different team after Notre Dame win? And if yes, why is he trying to get out of Huntington so bad? If he wants out, just quit. Let's go with one first. Do I think that the athletic director is trying to send a sign of his expectations? I think that Christian Spears is clear in vision and clear in action of what he expects. And I don't think that is just what Jeff Wagner situation is, whatever that is. I think what his vision is, he has communicated that. What his expectations are, he has communicated that. What his overall plan for the university, I think he has communicated that. So I don't think that you just let go of the baseball coach just to send a message. I don't think this was a random drive-by. I think there has to be reasons behind it. We don't have the real true story of this just yet, why this decision was made. But I don't think that Christian Spears just woke up and said, you know what? I think I'm going to send a message today, and I'm going to take Jeff Wagner out. So I don't think that's what's happening. I think something is happening, beyond our view. And there's some rumors and speculation out there. If you haven't seen them, you know where to go find that. I'm just not going to get into that because from what I've heard, I can't sit there and substantiate what I've read, what I've heard, what I've been told. I can't substantiate a lot of that, unfortunately. To your second question, it's going to happen in college athletics no matter the coach. If another opportunity is out there, you're going to at least listen. So I got to leave it at that because we're out of time. We will revisit this, but I don't think you just I tell my kids that the intern with me, I'll leave you with this. The kids that intern with me, I explain to them, you take the job so you can get the job you want. Don't quit. If you don't like your first job, find your second job and then take that job. Always evaluate your situation, but you take the job that gets you to the job you want. And with that, have a great night. We got Huntington Parkersburg coming up, 7:30 kick here on ESPN 94.1.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.